This is my video documentation for the events before the timeline disruptions at Earth Point 0, Ground Zero for the time flux aberrations. Note that the following video notes are not presented in exact, sequential or chronological order. I have not interfered with these human events, I have merely observed and documented them. Submitted for your approval. Respect.
Are you alright? I don't think you need to be going over to that skate park. I see on the news where there's some kind of old paper doll walking around something or other, and I just don't think it's safe for you to be out over there at that skate park.
Oh, Grandma, you don't need to worry about me. I'm 16 years old. I've been going to that skate park for over 10 years now. It's like a home to me. I'm sure there's nothing there that's going to harm me.
Well, I talked to your mother, and she said you spend more time on that skateboard than you do studying your school books and doing your homework. And you need to get off that skateboard for a while and hit the books now so you can make good grades, right?
Well, you know, my mom doesn't understand. I could be making money with this skateboard. I could be doing well skateboarding. I don't have to go to school and all that stuff. I could do just fine on my board.
Oh, now, Timmy, there's thousands of skateboarders nationwide that got the same idea that you have, honey. Your mom's a school teacher. Now, she knows better than you. Now, you need to listen to your mom. And I'm worried about you. Listen, there's some old serial killer around town, too. And you sure don't need to be out after dark with that serial killer out. You understand me,
Okay,
Timothy?
Grandma, I understand.
MERGATROID, alive now from MERGATROID City, the Les Tomac Show with host Les Tomac and special guest tonight Senator Quent of
Greetings,
MERGATROID
everyone.
City.
Viewers, listeners, people in the audience. We are quite honored tonight to have the esteemed, distinguished Senator Quent as our guest. I want to welcome you, Senator Quent. Senator, I have a few questions. As you know, there's been a fourth victim now, and it is fairly certain that this is a serial killer. I understand that you have appointed Lieutenant Skitters to head up the MERGATROID investigation team into this. What we can now definitely declare is, in fact, a serial killer now that there have been 4 victims. Tell us a little about that.
First all, Les Tomac, I want to tell you what a pleasure it is to be here on your show and thank you for having me as a guest. Now, to answer your question, we have indeed determined that it is the same perpetrator in all 4 victims and the forensic people have confirmed this. We have not yet identified the perpetrator, but this is in fact a serial killer we have on our hands. All 4 victims had certain common characteristics. They were all single, attractive young women between the ages of 22 and 40. Yes, we did indeed appoint a very esteemed, experienced detective as the head of the new serial killer investigative team, a Lieutenant Skitters whom I have known personally for a number of years.
Senator, I understand that in the wake of the mass class action lawsuit nationwide from women whose faces were injured by the Vincini face cream, that you have, in fact, started up a Senate hearing, that there's going to be a nationally televised Senate hearing into the Vincini cosmetics scandal. Could you tell us a little about that, Senator Quinn?
Well, yes, Les, that is also correct. I will be the chairman of the Senate hearing looking into the Vincini cosmetics scandal. The sheer number of women, thousands in fact, who were impacted by this thing warrants a full-scale Senate investigation, and we intend to do just that.
CRZY News Bulletin Alert. This is a CRZY News Alert. The body of a young woman was discovered about 2 hours ago in an alley behind the MERGATROID Arts Theater. Lieutenant Skitters, the detective appointed to head the newly formed serial killer task force, is withholding the release of the identity of the victim pending notification of family members. Lieutenant Skitters confirmed, however, that the young woman was in her 20s and was single, and that this was almost certainly another victim of the MERGATROID serial killer. This will be the 5th known victim of the MERGATROID serial killer. Stay tuned for further updates as they become available. baby, you wanna buy this girl a drink? What's your name, big boy? What's your name? I like your bike. Hell, I remember back in the day when you had those two brats with you at Drifty's one time. Are they your boys? Damn, you're a stud and I need a man tonight. Love your tattoos, love your jacket, love it, love it.
Oh, baby, you know what my name is. You've seen my tattoo. Jaco. I'm Jaco. I'm the leader of this biker gang. You was asking me about the boys earlier. Hell, they ain't mine. Shit. They were my stepkids. I mean, they were forced on me. Hell, their real daddy was a fucking clown. You want another cold beer, baby? Both of them were fucking idiots. Both of them stepkids were fucking idiots. Hell, one of them ran around wearing an apron on his head and used to run in places flicking a lighter off and on, you know. I had to take the lighter away from him. And the other one used to play with knives all the time. They both of them were loony, just like that damn clown that was their daddy. Oh, I loved their mom. She's forced by her rich, wealthy, powerful daddy to give them up. So I ended up with them. Well, there was something wrong with them to begin with. Neither one of them ever was going to amount to anything. They ain't like me. I'm a self-made man, baby. See the tattoo on my chest? Bartender, give us both another cold one.
Well, hell, I was a model about to break big when I got a hold of that fucked up Vencini face cream and it messed up my complexion. Put a fast end to my modeling career. Anyways, I got in on that class action lawsuit against that rich bitch Judy Vincini. Maybe it will pay off, who knows? Boy, I'd like to get a hold of that bitch. But anyway, I'm just here drowning out my sorrows and looking for a hot stud like you to take my mind off of things, you know.
Jaco, they done got him. They done got Toby. That drunk bastard shot Toby in the arm. There's blood everywhere out there on the parking lot. They done took him to the MERGATROID emergency ambulance came by. You gotta do something, Jaco. God damn it, drunks and guns. God damn it, drunks and guns. Sharon, I gotta get to the hospital. I'll talk to you later, babe.
You're a wannabe and a poseur, an impudent and insolent to boot. Pack up your stuff, your easel, your paints. Go find a studio to work at. I have grown tired of your insolence and disrespect. You bite the hand that feeds you. You're just a wannabe. No European artistic circles take you seriously. Your artwork is trash. You're finished.
Yeah, well, you're nothing but an aging homosexual male, Count Pedestrian. And I'll make a painting based on you, and I'll call it Aging Homosexual Male. I'll be glad to pack my stuff and get out of this place. I can make it on my own. They're not near the great world leader that you think you are, but I am one of the most talented artists that ever lived. I'll show you, Count Pedestrian. Murgatroyd, you're watching CRZ1. It's not just an opinion, it's your opinion. Into opinion, radio, dodo. Tune into opinion, radio, do, 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 do.
Thank you for taking my call. I would just like to point out that this new Revenge of the Buddha movie that's playing at the theater now is one of the worst movies I ever wasted time and money going to see. It's sheer exploitation, no redeeming social value whatsoever. I thought it was obscene. It demeans women, it disrespects Buddhism and Buddhists. I just think it ought to be pulled from theaters.
We now have another caller on the line. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Frank here and all, and I was going to tell you all, me and Aunt Suki went down to that Metropolitan Modern Art Museum and all the other day. You know, Aunt Suki got a hankering to go look at some art, and we'd never been down there before, and so I went along with her, you know, just to placate her and all, you know. But anyhow, I got off in there, that local artist Blatson had an exhibit, and let me tell you what, some of that art stank. And I don't just mean I didn't like his. Of course, I don't care for Blatson's, what he calls art anyhow, this whole postmodern whatever it is. But anyway, there was something there that just smelled terrible. And, you know, I know Blatson was raised better than to go down there in public smelling like that, so I don't believe it was Blatson. I believe it was a statue there, some kind of old statue there. Looked like it might have been a paper mache man or something. It just smelled to high heaven, I'll tell you what. Now, I'm talking about Blatson's art and all, and there's just one about a nude girl going into a shower, you know, had purple shower curtains and all. I got staring at that too long, and I think Aunt Suki got mad. You know, she's got a jealous streak and all, and of course, I guess most women do, and all like that as far as that goes. And so just like human nature, I guess what they call it. But don't get me started on psychology, or I'll never get off the phone. But anyhow, I'm just going to tell you, there's just something down there at that art museum that just smells awful. Thank you. Thank you.
It's brought to you by Vincini Cosmetics, makers of Slidette 3. The new cologne for the little Miss Fancy Pants in your family. When she slaps on a little Slidette 3, the boys slide right over next to her. From Vincini Cosmetics Company.
Are you trying to commit suicide? Driving so fast on a gravel road?
I'm thinking that my doctor are probably trying to commit suicide. I don't believe I did. I was just driving fast on gravel road. My doctor are probably trying to commit suicide. I don't believe I did. I was just driving fast on gravel road.
You were driving fast, all right. You were doing about 90 miles an hour, ma'am. Where are you trying to get?
You know my son, Latson the artist. I'm Watson's mom. I can't be late for this art exhibit. It's fixing to open. I've got to be there. It's at the MERGATROID Metropolitan Museum, the Modern Art Museum.
Yeah, lady. I know who your son Watson is. I gave him a ticket the other day when he was speeding away from Count Pedestrian's Manor. Well, if you don't slow down, that kid's going to be an orphan. I'm going to give you a warning this time. If you go speeding down a gravel road like this again, I'm writing you up with a ticket. Goodbye, Mrs. Platson. Be careful.
A CRZY special presentation, Profile in Terror, the MERGATROID serial killer with Hugh Millett's son and Les Tomac of CRZY
Almost 2
television.
years now, a serial killer has terrorized MERGATROID City. Last week, he claimed his 6th victim. The city remains gripped in fear because the victims, as well as the locations, appear to be chosen completely at random by the killer. The only common denominator among the victims is that all of them, thus far, have been young, single, attractive women between the ages of 22 and 40. The MERGATROID serial killer, as he has come to be known, strikes all neighborhoods and areas in and around the city, so that no area feels safe anymore, and residents of MERGATROID City and Flat Town remain in a constant state of dread as the body count has now climbed to 6
Well, I
victims.
think the main problem has been that the investigators simply don't have enough evidence to identify the killer. I mean, there has been some video, from surveillance cameras at various locations, but he wears a ski mask, very heavily disguised, wearing black, wearing gloves. The attacks, we always occur at night. There's just simply not enough evidence yet that's been gathered. Hopefully this will change now that Senator Quinn has recently appointed Lieutenant Skitters, who's a very fine detective, by the way, to this case. If anybody can solve this, I think Lieutenant Skitters can. But it's going to take a break. It's going to take a break of some kind. Somebody calling an anonymous tip-in, perhaps maybe some DNA evidence being left behind. Something's going to have to happen to break the case, to identify this MERGATROID serial killer. I feel for the families of 6 victims. I feel for them, I really do. And all of MERGATROID does, I'm certain. Downtown Super Deluxe grocery store. That victim was discovered at 3 a.m. in the morning. Detectives at that time indicated that from what evidence has surfaced for camera work at some of the scenes. Some video surveillance camera details were captured in some instances of different locations. He appears to be a male, 20 to 30.
woods between Murgatroyd and Flattown there lies a biotech lab where cutting-edge experiments are taking place combining the DNA of different life form in an effort to create a new hybrid life form. Dr. Getrick has pioneered these new scientific endeavors with the aid of Dr. Reeve Summer, his assistant.
If this is successful, Dr. Reeve Summer, it will create a new living, hybrid life form, a breakthrough for science and mankind. I feel a great sense of awe and accomplishment. The creature should awaken and become animate in a few minutes. It will be fully mobile and will be able to speak also.
Dr. Getrick, you already know how excited I am about this. We stand on the edge of a new frontier of science and creation. This is an exciting
Dr. Reeve Summer, it worked. It was a success. The hybrid creation is alive. You must now pick a name for yourself. Look at yourself, look at what you are made of. Pick a name based on what you are made from. Pick a name for yourself.
Yes, I am made of wood, so my name shall be Woody. My name shall be Woody. I am Woody.
Scattered reports from throughout Murgatroyd City of a living, walking, talking, wooden creature. The creature mysteriously appeared first in Dead Center Park where it was encountered by a group of skateboarders who fled in fear. It then entered Drifty's Hamburgers where both patrons and employees were frightened by its presence. It then entered the Super Deluxe grocery store where there was again a reaction of panic from the general public shopping there in the score, with people abandoning their shopping carts and fleeing the store. The creature, whose origin and nature still remains unknown, was last seen leaving Murgatroyd along the shoulder of the Passhart Freeway. Local and federal agencies declined to comment on these reports, but video taken of the creature today was provided to numerous agencies. The current whereabouts of this wooden creature remains unknown. This has been Humila's Son at CRZY News. Good afternoon.
Well, Dr. Getrick, from the sound of that news report, apparently the little walk that Woody took earlier today did not receive a positive response from the humans he encountered. Perhaps that is why he has been so completely silent since he got back here. I will go back there into that area where he is sitting now and try to talk to him. Maybe I can get him to talk about his experience today.
Dr. Reeve Summer, everywhere that I went today, the humans rejected me. They were afraid of me and they despised me, and quite frankly I cannot claim that I have any love for them or use for them either. I need a mate. Another of my kind. You two humans created me for your amusement and I am the only one of my kind, a freak, an outcast. The least you could have done was create a mate for me so that I would not be alone. Please do this for me. Please do this, create a mate for me. So I will not be alone. Please, please, please.
Yes Woody, Dr. Getrick and I are planning on creating another of your kind, a female. We have talked about this for months, long before we brought you into being. But this will take time. At least a few weeks. You must be patient. It will take time, but yes, we will create a female for you. You must be patient, please, because
patience,
it will take
my
time.
dear Dr. Reeve Summer, is a human trait which I do not possess. There is nothing for me here, so I am going to leave. I am going to roam the earth, wander, explore, think, and learn. Perhaps one day I shall return, and perhaps then there will be a mate here waiting for me. But until that time there is nothing here for me. Nothing. Nothing.
here's a 12-pack of Vinci Pop from the Super Deluxe grocery store down the street. And those 2 double-doubles you wanted from Drifty's, can I keep the change,
Thank
Doreen?
you for helping me get moved into this place, Timmy. I am sure that with a seeing eye dog I will do just fine here. I needed a place of my own. I'm a functioning adult now, and even though I am blind, I can take care of myself. I might not be able to see television, but I can listen to my favorite shows nevertheless. Goodbye, Timmy, and have a
CRZY will
great day.
cover the funeral of Vincent Vincini live tomorrow, and Senator Quint will be delivering a eulogy speech. Although already in charge of Vincini Cosmetics, since after her father fell ill, Judy Vincini now assumes total control of the company as she inherits her father's vast stock holdings in the company. Various dignitaries will attend tomorrow's funeral services, among them Count Pedestrian. Dr. Hubert Slokowski will deliver the funeral sermon. Coverage of the funeral begins at 2 o'clock tomorrow
MERGATROID Singles Online, where you can meet and hook up with simply the best singles in the greater MERGATROID, Flat Town area. So get your match today, and go get you some. Go get you some today.
Well, Dr. Reeves Summer, Woody will eventually come back here, and when he does, he will be expecting a mate. And we do owe him that much, since he has indeed been endowed with procreative capabilities. I am certain that I was a little too heavy on the wood aspect of his being. The mate that we create for him should be lighter in substance, much less wooden in nature, more paper-like perhaps. We should get to work at once developing the necessary formulas for her, and I have some female genetic material donated by a very important, very successful woman, so this new creation will come from good Johns, as they say. Well, let's start on this immediately. Dr. Reeves Summer, I will begin preparations at once.
Yes, Dr. Getrick. And this new female creation should be very generic, very plain Jane, very abstract in appearance. It will make her production far simpler, and the end result will be a mate for Woody. Yes, yes, yes.
On their promise to Woody to create a mate for him, Dr. Getrick and Dr. Reeves Summer have created a living, breathing paper doll, Flashy, which has been seen by Apronhead walking outside the biotech lab, and this has infuriated Apronhead, who has called Dr. Getrick at the biotech lab to vent his anger and deliver an ultimatum to Dr. Getrick.
Yes, is this Dr. Getrick? Yes, my name is Reginald Vincent Needlemeyer III. Most people know me as Apronhead. I just wanted to let you know I have seen that paper doll walking around. I don't know who this Fudiki Japanese guy is, but that paper doll, that is mine. Anything you get from that, that is mine. I worked really hard on all of this. Me and my brother, our stepfather never let us see our mother. He kept us locked away, always was so mean and angry to us. I just couldn't take it anymore. I can't take people taking from me. I can't take any of this anymore. I want my paper doll. I want your factory. I want all the money. I want everything. You give me my paper doll, or there will be a price to pay.
creature walks the earth. Many victims as I can. I will not stop. Can't stop. I will claim as many victims as I can. My mother abandoned me as a child. My mother abandoned me as a child. And now all women will pay. No woman made choice safe. No. Now all women must pay. Women will never be safe again. As long as MERGATROID schizophrenic killer walks the earth. Many victims as I can. I will not stop. Can't stop. I will claim as many victims as I can. My mother abandoned me as a child.
Apronhead, I'm so glad that you came to me. Tell me what's going on. What seems to be the problem?
Well, Doctor, I had this wonderful idea. It was going to be a great toy for all the kids. It was a paper doll. And they turned it into a monster. A freaking Frankenstein monster. That Japanese guy, he just wants to use it as a plot to take over the world. It makes me so sick.
Apronhead, you're hallucinating again. You're being paranoid. That Japanese man, he did you a favor when he bought the paper doll factory. I say if the Japanese can build a better paper doll than the Americans, then more power to them. What is this you're jabbering about walking around? What are you talking about, a Frankenstein monster?
It's just not, it's not what I designed. It's not what I wanted. I wanted it to be simple. A toy, a fun game, and it's turned into a catastrophe.
He's done a breakthrough. Dr. Getrick's made a breakthrough. This is a new living being. She's part human and part paper doll. Flashy the paper doll. He should receive a glorious award, Apronhead. You should be proud of this wonderful achievement.
It's an abomination. No way that a subhuman creature should be walking on the earth like this.
Well, Apronhead, I only ask that you not take matters into your own hand. Don't do anything rash or foolish. I understand you've already delivered an ultimatum to Dr. Getrick. He told me about that.
Well, if nobody else is going to do it, who will?
I understand, Apronhead. I understand.
Gotcha, Flashy. I'm gonna rescue you, and then I'm gonna burn this building down. we go. Let's get you first. You're going to pay for Leaky. That paper doll is mine. This factory is going down. You're not going to take over the world with my idea.